months. And I know that with your support, you can help make people more aware of this movie that we're super proud of. So yun, sana po magustuhan niyo.
Marinig niyo po, art po yan, art. Okay. So, who would like to ask the first question? Siguro ako po muna, direct. But maybe after we fix this, the sound system, no? So, we'd like to hear everything you are about to say, of course, very clearly. But to everyone here, thank you all so much for supporting this film. Again, this is the only Filipino film to have gotten in the main competition of the 2019 Tokyo International Film Festival. So we're very proud of this film from 1017B. And I think we can hear it properly now. Okay. So let's focus on that, no? Before we discuss the movie. Let's focus on how it got into the Tokyo International Film Festival. So proud siguro kayo and happy about this. How did you first know about this and what was your first reaction? Wala pa rin.
Hintayin natin po.
Oh, hintayin natin. Right. So maybe we can continue on with the picture taking na kanina ay nabitin kayo. Yes, so you can take pictures first while we wait for the sound system. Here.
Right here. Closer.
Again, when you post your photos and videos, kindly use our official hashtag. Hashtag Manyanita for TIFF.
Bela, this is one direct. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Gaya mo yan. Lahat kami nakasupport ko sa'yo. Tulad na lang pag-supporta natin sa ating film. Ito nga try natin. Sige, hello? Ay, wala pa rin, kuya. Pinaasa mo ko doon. Hello?
Charot.
1, 2, 3.
I guess.
Pero alam niyo guys, kahit na ganyan, ay marami naman tayong nandito and it's a very intimate space. So I'm sure we can all hear each other naman. Hello? Yes? Can you hear me from the back? Wow. From the back. Yes, Araneta Holisio. How are you?
Kahit wala na mic.
Okay, sige. So pwede na tayo mag-start guys. Okay, so ayan.
Lakas na lang po yung boss.
Lakasan na lang natin yung boses natin. Okay, so yung question ko po first, where were you when you first heard it? What was your initial reaction? Please share with us your experience knowing about how your film got into the Tokyo International Film Festival.
I don't remember exactly where I was, but I remember Direct Paul asking me if he could call. So, and he did, and he told me that we got in the Tokyo International Film Fest. So obviously I was very excited. It's both not our first time to go to the Tokyo International Film Fest, but it's my first time to have a movie competing in the main competition. So it's definitely a big deal for me. I feel like this is a milestone for me. So I'm very happy and I feel like parang the timing also is just right. And I'm very happy that the movie that got me into the main competition is Manyanita because this is something very new to me.
Thank you, Bella.
Me naman, together with Viva, we were talking about the plans for Mañanita. Intention for Mañanita talaga was to go film festivals first, right? So we shot the film actually very early part of this year. We locked in, we shot, and then around July we started to back, and eventually we got an email from Tokyo. They told me about a good month ago, right? That they considered us for a short list. Muna, the short list muna. You guys have been shortlisted for the main competition. FYI, let us know if there's any developments before the Tokyo, right? So I said, well, so far nothing. Then eventually, about a week later, I got another email saying that we've been selected to be in the main competition of Tokyo. So obviously, I was just at home actually, and So that was great news. It's my first time as a director to be in a main competition of a big festival like Tokyo. So I'm really, really excited to experience this end of October. Yeah, immediately that after I got the email, I texted Bella if she could call, and she replied, and we talked, and then I told the rest of the team, and then finally, I think Tokyo announced end of September, so we could finally share the news, and we're here now to kind of share the good news to all of you guys, and excited to do our world premiere in Tokyo.
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Direct, paano po muna nagsimula yung concept ng pelikula and your collaboration with Direct Love for the screenplay?
Yeah, awesome. Good question. As you all know, I produced Lab's Hele, a lullaby to the sorrowful mystery, Hele sa Hiwagang Hapis, 2015. I got to know Lab about 2013, and then kind of shadowed him for a bit. I just wanted to kind of see why Lab is such a rock star, right? Or why he's such an icon, no? On tour, diba? So we kind of had that kind of teacher-student mentorship for a couple of years, and then we were shooting Hele. Of course, as we were shooting, we would always have nights we would be creative. And I told him this concept that I heard about Mañanita. He instantly liked it. He told me, he goes, I'll help you. You want me to help you? I was like, sige, you want to write something? And he goes, sige, I'll write something.
Story concept mo direct.
So it's a story that I approached him, and then eventually we collaborated. So like, he also brought in some ideas. And then about a week later, he sent me an outline. And about a month later, here's the screenplay. And between us, this is something I know Bella definitely knows this, but without the translation, the script's only about 8 pages long. About 8 to 9 pages long. So, in terms of the style of Mañanita, I guess in the sense of the term, it is on the art house side. For me personally, as a director, I was also a big fan of something called transcendental style in filmmaking. Right? And that's kind of what I studied and brought into this film, where it's very quiet, it's very visually driven, very music driven. I think in the 35th minute, that's speak. So it's really a journey. It's really an immersive, a film that will allow you also to meditate, I think. And of course, we hope you all enjoy that journey. So it's kind of that, for me personally as a director, I came from Siargao and First Love, in the terms of the industry, mainstream films, I just really need to do something very personal, very me. And I'm thankful when I approached Viva, that Viva actually, my collaboration with Viva was great because they gave me creative freedom. And when I approached Bella, actually, and I don't know if Bella knows this, but Bella's the first actress that said yes to me without a script. I think I just pitched this to her. We were having, I think, tea or coffee in one of these hotels, and then I said, Bella, I have this project, Mañanita. Wala pang what, 1 minute? And she goes, next game, I'll do it. Are you serious?
I was pitching a story to you.
Yeah, she was actually pitching a story to me, and then I said, wait, I have something, I'm cooking something with Lab, and I pitched it to her, and she said, that game, I'll do it. And she did it. And so, that's awesome for me to receive that trust from her, and I'm thankful that we're able now to premiere in Tokyo, so at least, kahit paano, yung trust niya, medyo validated ng konti. So that's kind of how it all started.
Running time of the movie direct.
It's 2.5 hours. So it's let's put it this way, a very, like I said, studying under Lab for all those years, definitely he's got his own style. So I learned that. And then I also studied Transcendental Style, which is actually authored by Paul Schrader, the American filmmaker, Reform, Taxi Driver, all those films. And then I kind of made it my own. Of course, as a filmmaker, you always want to put your voice in the kind of styles that you learn. So hopefully when you guys see it, when you guys see the film, you will see the homages, you will see the similarities, but you'll also see where I put my voice in, right? Like I said, when Lab wrote the script, it was about 8 pages long. So it was my job as a director to translate that into a feature, right? So very visual, very musically driven. The music that you hear actually playing here was handpicked because the music also helps tell the story. And just a very character-centered film on Berta, Bella's character, as she seeks for revenge.
Si Bella naman ang role is sniper.
Yes. First time I'm playing this kind of character.
Kamusta yung dual sa show?
Again, it started with a pitching. I was pitching a concept to Direk Paul and his team. And
Ibang pelikula.
ibang pelikula that I wanted to write, and I started writing. So, his whole team was there, and then Direk Paul says, meron akong concept, baka gusto mong i-try. And then he told me about it. And I was so interested, because at that time, I was doing Sino Ang May Sala. So, actually, while we were filming this, I would be with Sino Ang May Sala, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But PPHS, I would be with Mañanita. And it was such a good break for me kasi di ba pag soap, ang dami mong sinasabi or ang daming lines and lahat ina-explain mo sa audience. Dito naman sobrang baliktad. Hindi ako nagsasalita. So it was such a good creative release for me and I'm very thankful that I was chosen to do this movie. Because I feel like we need more of these kinds of films also. Parang I feel like when we release movies now, especially sa mainstream, I always read comments or I always hear the comment na parang it's all the same or parang it's such a formula film. Well, this movie it went against all the formulas. So it's the first time for me to do something like this with no, syempre iba yung meron kang ka-eksena na parang love story or meron kang ka-love team, like you feel safe because may sumasalo. Here, I had to rely and trust completely on the Mañanita team because I had to do most of the scenes alone. So, sila yung ka-eksena ko pero behind the scenes sila. So, it was such a refreshing experience for me. Also, the preparations beforehand, syempre we had to fit for prosthetics, we had to change my look, we had a series of script readings, we even did rehearsals. That's the first time for me. I've never shot a movie where I had to rehearse scenes first, and I like that. Kasi at least pagdating mo sa set, you already know what their expectations are from you. So it's a new experience for me, and I loved every part of it.
Change them.
Physically, as you saw from the trailer, my prosthetics ako on the left side of my face. I also had to look the part of a sniper shooter na babad sa araw maghapon. So, we tried to achieve that look as much as possible and I feel like we pulled it off. May mga moment ako sa tent na pag napapatingin ako sa salamin, parang nagugulat ako may ibang tao sa tent, pero ako rin pala yun. So, yun. Pag 4 AM yung call time, medyo nasashock ako may ibang tao sa tent, pero ako rin pala yun. So, yun. Yun po.
Direct, why the title Mañanita?
Well, Mañanita, as you know, the actual definition is to serenade, diba? I think, especially in Mindanao, I also have, coming from Siargao, no, I have a resort there. At 12 midnight, there's always a Mañanita for the birthday celebration. So, when you watch the film, I don't want to give it away, right? But it's musically driven. The film has a lot of music. Soundtrack from Asin, Freddy Aguilar, Joy Ayala, a lot of OPM, original Filipino music. That when you listen to the lyrics, it's also talking and speaking to you. That's why if you notice, I also subtitled the music, because I want you to read the lyrics and actually watch the film. But you'll realize at the end of the film why we called it Mañanita. Besides it being a film about music, about the lyrics of the songs. So I guess, December 4, it will be showing in the Philippines on December 4 after Tokyo.
Would you like to ask that?
Yes, Manay.
Yes. Kasi many years back, when probably si Bela was not born. Ngayon, ang Mañanita was a straight parang religious cult na for 3 days you go to the house of the night. It's certain place. Tapos, all you talk about is and if you really want to you have something to resolve about this. Yun ang Mañanita, na may kanta ka ngayon, ecology. Don't you think na, in an explanation, since probably people after my age still associate this with Mañanita. So gusto ko talagang malaman, why Mañanita?
Oh, sige, well, of course, it's Manay. So, it's not the one spoiling the film. I mean, or giving it away. But The film concept of Manyanita was actually inspired by a true story. Personally, 2016, I was watching the news, and there was a feature in this news article about these cops, these police cops in Davao area, and what they would do in this time and in this world of the so-called drug war. Okay? So, there was this group called the Mañanita cops. No? Now, what they would do, because violence, they don't want to kill drugs, or they want to give, I guess, due diligence inside the house of these drug users. So it was called Mañanita. So it was very successful, especially in Davao del Norte, where you had these cops. They would get a tip, and there's drug activity there. And so instead of going in with guns, they go in with guitars. And they sing songs of peace. Yeah, so I guess it's kind of coming to life, right? And true enough, more than less, a lot of them would surrender to the cops after singing. And as I did research, I actually went to Davao twice during the research of this film. I asked some of the drug users who got caught. I said, "Why did you surrender to these Mañanita cops?" It was because when they started singing to us, the songs touched our soul. Because they were also high. Alam namin din, no? I mean, it's not a secret that a lot of music and drugs that goes together. I mean, let's be honest. So the brilliance of this police force, instead of going in with guns, what they said is, let's sing to them. Sakalin. Of course, some cases didn't go away. They had naman guns as backup. But so when I saw that on the news, I said, what an interesting concept. Where you have so much violence, but there's actually a police force in Davao actually promoting peace. There is some violence going on, but the assumptions or ways to maybe find and live in a better world. So that's kind of where the idea really came from. And then I kind of talked to Lab, and eventually we created now fiction around a true story. And going back to what Bela was saying also, for her to get into the role of being a sniper, of course we did rehearsals with the army. We got to talk to people who were actual snipers. So yeah, it all kind of tied together. So you know about it, I guess. Yeah, thank you. So or their say on the drug war. So this is kind of my take on it, but it's also a non-violent drug war because we promote peace. If there is violence, I think you fight back with peace. There's also a line there. I don't know if you heard it in the trailer, and it's something also. It's kind of the thesis. The statement that I'm trying to make also with the film is that we need to also learn to listen to ourselves, right? Because in nature, I would like to think that we're all peaceful people, right? But because of just the noise that's going on around the world. When I say noise, what do I mean? There's social media, television. The manipulation is so strong that you forget to listen to what you truly believe in. You end up just going with what the latest trend is. So in Dilberta's journey, she's starting to listen to herself. And how do you do that? You have to kind of block away all this noise that's coming in. And listen to yourself and listen to your soul. So parang gano'n din. It was written talaga by Nai as a female sniper, character-driven. She's on a journey to seek revenge. She was honorably discharged of her, she's also a burn victim. So her burns in her side of her face were affecting her performance. And you'll also realize why she was burned later on in the film as well. So it was really written, Manay, for a female character, and really perfect. I'm really happy when Bela said yes.
Thank you, Manay. Next question po tayo. Hi.
Paano mo pinili yung mga songs na ginamit, tapos ilan? Tapos, syempre medyo yung rights.
Yeah, actually, a lot of the budget went to music, definitely, because we majority of it are original songs. And basically, I chose songs based on the lyrics. They were saying something that I felt Idilberta was going through. We listened to a lot, me, Love, I shared some with Bella as well, my team. And we handpicked a few. Of course, there were some songs, I admit, I picked pero sobrang expensive. Hindi ko na kaya, so we found alternatives. But we also talked to the cops in Davao and asked them what songs they would sing. So we actually got one song. They actually would sing Magbago Ka by Freddie Aguilar. That's one of the songs they would sing to these users. So it's also in. And Love wrote a song also for the film. It's also in the film. So there's about, I could say, about 7 or 8 songs that we play continuously.
Thank you. Who would like to ask next?
Bella, I just want to ask kung how was being a sniper? Nag-aral ka bang humawak ng gun?
Yes po.
And how was the journey?
It was very nerve-wracking. Syempre, I'm representing a whole organization here. So, and we have very talented soldiers in the Philippines, so I didn't want to let them down. So, I did train. The team of Mañanita Direct Ball personally accompanied me when I trained. So I can now assemble a rifle in a minute. It's gonna be one of my hidden talents forever now. No, but I did have to train. Tamang form, different guns. Even if we were only gonna use one gun, one type of gun in the film, they helped me learn how to use different kinds of gun para realistic yung kickback ng gun. In fact, when we shot the very first scene in the movie, as we know, snipers sometimes have to hold the same position for several hours. And that actually happened kasi instead of standing up from where I was, and you saw it in the trailer, yung puro bato and puro grass. Instead of standing up, kada magpapalit ng lente, nagsistay na ako. Tapos nung binilang ko, parang nakaka 8 hours na ako nakahiga dito. Sobrang sakit na ng likod ko. But I had the gun, and I asked Direct Paul, can I try to shoot a couple of rounds before we start filming? Kasi I wanted to feel the kickback of the gun before we shot. Kasi in the first scene, I had to aim 4 targets. So, in one shot, sana like, in one continuous shot of camera. So, I wanted to do it perfectly. Kasi as I learned from training, we don't have female sniper shooters in the Philippines. So if I was gonna play the first ever female sniper shooter, I wanted to do it right. So yes, we did train for it, and even on set, we had professionals to keep me in check, like yung gun, tama ba yung pag-assemble. So lagi silang nandun. So
Bullseye ka ba? Nakaka-bullseye ka.
in fairness, ang ganda ng shots ko when we trained. Maraming bullseye. So, dot.
So after the film ba, are you planning to to do yung being gun?
Sorry, di ba matay ulit? Wala. Actually, no. I'm a very non-violent person. So, as much as I'm sure there are pros to the cons of having a gun, I don't think I will ever support or own one. I'm happy to play the role, but in real life, as Bella, I don't think I ever will.
So direct, sabi niya first time to na maging part to ng Tokyo. May mga try na ba kayo before na ipasa? Kaso parang hindi nakapasa. At ito lang yung nakapasa. Parang gano'n.
In films in the past, definitely, yeah. I mean, with film festivals, man, you really can't make a film and say it's gonna premiere in this film festival. It's you submit and you just parang hope for the best. No? So yeah, there's been many rejections and parang we didn't get it, diba? Sayang. So with Mañanita, I'm thankful that we were able to get a big festival like Tokyo to say yes and to put us in the main competition as well. I think I was told that out of the 1,000+ films, they chose 14 lang to be part of the main competition. So that was quite, and I think in Asia there's only 2. There's like Philippines and China, yeah, and the other 12 are I think international films. So I read an article about that. So that's pretty cool. So it's also at the same time representing the country, that comes into play, and we're really excited. I'm looking forward. Like I said, we've been to Tokyo before, but not in the main competition. So it's
Different categories.
It's a different section. So this is in the main. So yeah, we have actually a lot of activities lined up for us now. They're asking us to be there for like more than a week. So and exciting.
Are you going to attend? Also, Ben?
Yeah, we're both going. We're both going.
What's your film report sa Tokyo?
I was with the team of America, but we were in the New Wave competition. So, you know.
Are you aiming for a best actress?
I don't even know if I'm nominated. I think also, kasi yun nga, we can't predict what movie is gonna make it to the festivals. I mean,
When you think about it, every year naman, ang daming magagandang Filipino movies na lumalabas. Pero, nag-ipapalit din kasi yung jury ng mga competition. So, they always look for something different every year. So, if Mañanita makes it this year, we don't know if next year ito yung hinahanap nila. So, every year, iba-iba naman din yung hinahanap. But, I guess we're very blessed na this year pumasok kami sa flavor na gusto ng Tokyo International Film Fest. And I'm very excited because the head of the Tokyo International Film Fest this year is one of my favorite actresses, Zhang Zi. So I feel like it's a good opportunity for us to even just be there. So yeah.
We're just curious kung may part ba ng action to kasi parang she's a sniper or more on parang right after yung kanyang sniper.
Well, yeah. So I mean, when you say sniper, it's quiet kind of action. Because they're not really when you say Marines or you say the Air Force, no, na talagang action pack. This is actually really, I would say, a quiet action film. May suspense, may drama. And yeah, so I think in December 4, we're showing the Philippines. Hopefully you guys can experience that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. And who else would like to ask? Yes, go ahead.
Bella, what made you say yes to the film again, immediately even without a script?
Right. Actually, Direk Paul and I have been wanting each other for years now. The first movie that he was pitching to me had a more religious feel, and that was so where we were gonna shoot it. And then we would talk about it once in a while, like we would see each other pag kunwari party ng say Cornerstone or Spring Films. We would talk about it, but hindi siya matuloy-tuloy. And then yun nga, I pitched the story to him, and then he suddenly said, "I have this concept." I'm happy he gave me a chance to do that here.
Direct, nahirapan Bella.
Like Bella mentioned, I've always wanted to work with her, and we were always trying to find the right project. So thankfully that just kind of went all the way until today. No, you still trust me?
I do naman.
So when we were shooting the film, I would just give her simple directions. I mean, obviously we had an 8-page script to kind of guide us, but the script was really honestly like scene 1, open road, Idel Berta is walking. Ganun lang. So also injecting the character. So I would tell her, I would guide her, but at the same time she would make it her own. And when I was behind the camera, when I was watching what she was doing, it was great. And then it was even better. So it was really fun working.
Thank you.
Doon nabag-air or kakanta ka?
Oh, how I watched the movie, kasi we watched this with friends and family a few months ago. For me, the music in the movie is a narration, and I said I like to play music before my scene starts. It's one of my greatest motivators. Like I love listening to music. Parang feeling ko lagi ako may soundtrack sa utak ko. Happily a part of na gano'n, na binibigyan ka niya ng soundtrack bago pa pumasok yung eksena. So like Direk Paul said, because for all the audiences, we want you to understand what Edelberta is going through if you can't understand the songs that are in Tagalog. Hopefully, when you read the lyrics, maintindihan mo na, kaya siya naglakad nitong araw na to kasi ito yung pinagdadaanan niya. Kinuwento ni Freddie Aguilar sa akin. So, meron siyang ng personal feel na nag-usap kami ni Freddie Aguilar dito papunta si Edelberta. So, alam mo yun, meron siyang ganun. The whole movie nga is an experience. You can't just watch it. You really have to take note of little things.
After doing the film, ano yung mga realizations mo related to Manyanita?
Mainit mag-prosthetics. Joke lang. Like what Director Paul said, I feel like maybe this is the reason why I said yes in hindsight. There is a non-violent way to approach violence. I've always been, it would have changed the whole track of the movie. And that's what I feel like Manyanita is trying to show. If you choose to do what's right in a way that will harm as little people as possible, then life should go on as peacefully as it should. There's a beautiful scene here with Sir Ronnie Lazaro. Siya yung naririnig niyo sa VOs kanina. There are things that are so intangible that we try to avoid, but actually they might give more meaning to our lives. So that's my takeaway from this film.
And for Direct naman, Direct, since you need to capture yung emotion ni Bella dahil wala siyang masyadong line sa movie, did you give any restrictions or may mga pinagbawal ka ba kay Bella or ano yung required sa kanya for her to ma-achieve?
I kind of also treated the what is, you know, life, you know, parang I just, you know, so I just gave Bella her space. I would tell her naman, technically this is your blocking, you know, go beyond here and there. But at the same time, you know, she made it her own, and that's what we captured. Right? That's what we captured. So I would like to think also in the terms of, you know, the style of, if you guys look up transcendental style, it's just basically capturing reality and just being as organic as possible. You know, not giving too much direction, because I also trust her as an actress in her craft. She's also a filmmaker, so we just got that collaboration and we captured it. That's what you're gonna see.
And going back to Bella lang, hindi ka ba doon nahirapan since paano kung may mga time ba na nag-take kayo and then hindi ka itong character or hindi mo na-feel masyado yung ano and kailangan at nagre-reflect siya sa mga shows?
I would like to say Direct Paul is downplaying his direction towards me. He helped me so much. Hindi lang puro space yung binigay niya sa akin. He gave me a very clear sense of what this should be. So each scene, sinasabi niya kung bakit namin ginagawa itong eksena to. Kasi marami kaming eksena na Edelberta is walking. But what I'm walking towards and what I walk away from is very important. And Derek Paul made sure na bago kami mag-take, lagi niya sinasabi what I was walking away from, what my past life was, and where I want to go. So I think that in itself, that direction already sets the mood for a whole scene. All I had to do was play with it and was really keep it in mind. So you will watch a lot of scenes. Like meron kami mga eksena naglalakad na ako ng 20 minutes. Nung tinitake namin. Pero syempre, pag pinanood nyo, na-edit na siya. But I would walk for 20 minutes nang naka-prosthetics, nakasuot ako ng military gear, and hindi namin siya dinadaya. Suot ko lahat ng sinusuot nila sa loob. Yung duffel bag ko talagang may laman. So, I really felt like a sniper shooter alone in the woods. So, while we were shooting, hindi na masyadong nawawala sa character. Parang yung pagka-dumi ko, physically, yung itsura, pag tumitingin ako sa kamay ko, sa salamin, lahat, I really felt like the part na while we were on set. So I'm very happy because we had such an amazing team. Pati yung prosthetics artist namin, makeup artist, wardrobe, lahat sila, they played such a big part into me doing my job. So it wasn't a hard experience. It was for me, mas release from the routine life of doing a soap. Ito yung nag-e-enjoy ako pag Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday kasi nakapaglaro ako or may na-experience akong bago. So, yun po.
Thank you. We have one more there.
Si Direct Love ba ang only choice mo for the script?
Actually, to be honest, no. We went through several, that's just the process of the film. Actually, I went through a couple of writers for some advice, and we tried, it didn't really work. And it didn't work. Because I had this really particular vision. No? So that's why it took, 2016, it's almost 3 years no, in the making. Alam mo naman yung mga passion project, it takes time. Diba? So eventually, as I started talking to Lav, it started working and it started flowing. And when he gave me that outline and then he gave me his script, he just told me, you know, run with it. Ikaw nang bahala dun. I mean, and when I read those 8-9 pages, I said, this is it. This is it. I think we can do something here. And so yeah.
Hindi mo sinukuhan yung 3 years na pag-search na writer.
No naman. I mean, in every film when I do, I never force a film to happen. You know? Like Bela mentioned, we had this film, this religious film about 2 years ago. Everything was aligning, and then parang we hit some, you know, roadblocks. So I feel like, you know, when I make a film, produce or direct, I just let it happen. I don't like to force things, and I think that's when the best stories are told. You know, if it's that way. You know? So same thing with Manita. I was busy with Siargao, 2017, 2016, 2017, and then I jumped into First Love. But I was still working on this in the you know, when I was in my downtime. I mean, eventually after First Love, I was like, maybe I need to kind of do something a little personal, a little bit more, you know, for myself. I'm gonna.
Ano po yung fulfillment mo on this time?
Oh, it's amazing, amazing. It says a lot about who I am as a person. I feel it was probably my most personal film to date, only because I had the freedom, I had the trust of my actress, the trust of Viva, and they just told me basically run with it. So I think from top to bottom, this is really just me expressing myself as an artist, as a filmmaker, collaborating with people that I want to collaborate with, and we made it happen. And just in that regard alone, I'm, you know, pretty excited about it. So yeah, probably my most personal film to date, and you know, really excited to share it with you guys.
Direct, mahirap pa yung post-prod, especially the editing.
My editor Mark Victor, who's also my partner in 1017, we've been editing films for, actually we've known each other for 30 plus years. So the rapport between the two of us is pretty much unspoken. When I throw him my material, he already kind of knows this is what he's trying to say. Of course, there's still a collaboration there, but having Mav's voice as an editor, as a producer also on board was also very vital. He actually helped me pick music. He actually helped me set the rhythm and the pacing, and also my style and directions are very collaborative, especially when it comes to the production. Because I believe everybody is a filmmaker. Right? If you're a production designer, production assistant, it's always nice to hear your voice. And at the end of the day, then I just kind of pick and choose where I want to go. But editing and the post-production process was really nice. It was really beautiful. I actually also shot the film pretty much linear. Like my first scene that I shot was really the first scene of the movie. The last scene you see in the film was actually our last day. I shot it chronologically. So even Idalberta as her journey was, we were moving. So so technically we were kind of editing that in as we were shooting. So when I would throw my footage to Mav, he knew kind of more or less where I was going.
Bella, on a lighter note,
Yes, ma'am.
yung isusuot mo, handa na ba? Meron ka na bang designer o may napili na
Oh,
ba?
for the film dance. Yes, meron. I'm very particular with what I wear. As you can see today, pinari ko magmukhang Edelberta. But no, for the red carpet in Tokyo, of course I picked a Philippine designer. Ayoko muna i-reveal. Tignan muna natin pag first fitting ako. But I'm very excited because even the choices of clothes na pang everyday, because it's not just one event, marami events, I try to stick as much as possible to local designers. So, syempre we're representing a country here, so I wanna showcase as much as we can.
Mga ilang damit siya?
Marami po itong events. I remember when I went a couple of years ago, parang every night may event kang kailangan puntahan. There's gonna be a press con, like a screening of the movie, like the actual premiere. And then of course red carpet. And then may mga days na you have to be with other filmmakers. So marami po siyang
Iba-iba rin designers, so isa lang.
Yes, iba-iba rin po natin.
Sige, thank you.
Thank you. And last question na lang po. Let's go
I
ahead.
got 3 questions regarding this. Ano yung connection ng MAÑANITAout background sa pagiging sniper ni Bela? And then yung second question sa ano daw yung, kung nakakita na raw ba o nakamit na si Bela ng totoong MAñANITaout? And the third question is yung may connection ba to or may kumuha ba kayo ng idea yung sa series ng Netflix na sniper?
No, we didn't. The films, going with your third question first, the films that I really studied for this film it weren't really sniper films. It was more on just the style. I talked about transcendental style, so I watched films like First Reform, of course a lot of Lab's work. So I was just more on the style. In terms of sniper film, if there's a sniper film I asked Bela to watch, it was American Sniper by Clint Eastwood. That was actually pretty good film as well. No? In terms of the Mañanita Cups, no, they're actually in Davao, so we didn't get to bring them to the set or anything like that. So although I know today medyo na hold yung operations nila. So it's not anywhere as active as it was maybe 2 years ago. And then your first question was remind me again, sorry.
Connection ng Mañanita Cup
Sniper. Well, like I said, the concept came from the Mañanita Cups. The sniper, we just created that. So, because I didn't want to write a film about the Mañanita Cups, so I kind of created a fictional character, which we did the research. In existence. Yeah, they're around today. I know that they're not doing the Mañanita anymore. It was stopped. But they're still around. I'm still very in touch. I'm in touch with the chief. So Davao, I was in Davao del Norte. Yeah. So if you look at my IG, actually, I posted I think 2 years ago my research with that. So
Saan kayo nag-shoot direct?
we shot here. We shot around here. Only of course, when it comes to budget and stuff like that. We did it here now, but out of town though, out of town.
All reaction lang. Good idea na ginamit ni Song Secret yung lahat. Kasi ano lang yun, sikat pa rin sa Japan.
Is he? Oh, there we go. I didn't know that. I used Freddie Aguilar because talagang that's what the cops sang. And some of the sing songs were sung by the cops. So that was kind of like also my homage to them by using the actual songs they sang during the operations in the film. So that had a lot to do with my selection process with the song.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you all so much for your questions and for coming dito sa press launch ng Mañanita. Once again, please support this film. It will be showing in Philippine cinemas on December 4 and will be premiering. Its world premiere is on October 29 sa 2019 Tokyo International Film Festival. May we request Direct